We are John and Miriam. We may live along the Virginia coast, but for the next few months, we will again call the road our home. We plan to ride our Am Spyder to the Pacific coast and back, over 7,000 miles through 16 states. We are calling this trip a lap around America. We know this odyssey will offer up its full serving of adventure, scenic beauty, along with the standard dose of challenges. But that's what we signed up for.
It is Saturday, June 4th, just after 8 a.m., and we are heading out of Sequoia. Our destination today is Yosemite, and my kids, Mark and Katie, are going to meet up with us. I'm excited about that. But we have not had cell or internet service these last several days, so it's been a little bit frustrating because we haven't been able to confirm, meetup time and place and all that, but they know the accommodations that we have, so hopefully it'll all come together. But this is a beautiful park. I just love the giant sequoias, can't get enough of them. They're just such majestic, ancient beings. But our accommodations were not particularly lush. John's already talked about the food scarcity issue and the power outage and all that, but we made do, and this is the only place you can come to see what we saw, so I'm glad we did it. And the view from Morro Rock was fantastic, just phenomenal. You enjoyed your stay, didn't you?
Oh yeah, travel is always an adventure, and if we wanted plush and people waiting on us hand and foot, we would have chosen a different style of travel and different destinations. But just the thought process is you've got to prepare. Oftentimes people will kind of like roll their eyes when they see me talk about bringing camp food with us. Well, it paid off.
Yeah.
A lot of people went to bed hungry the other night.
Yeah.
Not us. We feasted. Our route today is pretty straightforward over to Yosemite National Park today, with a stopover in Fresno to resupply some of our consumables. Well, we had pulled off route a few miles back and checked email, checked voicemail, because we've been out of the loop so long, and made sure we have everything caught up on, and also checked to see if there was going to be an REI outfitter in a drugstore, because we needed to replenish some supplies and some food. Of course, now that we've done that, we stopped in Fresno and did that. Where we're going at the Wawona Lodge in Yosemite, we'll probably have everything we need, but that's okay. We donned our cooling vest because the temperature was so warm, in the low 90s in Fresno. Really very pretty out here. Hello. Yes, we do. Left lane. Thank you. Well, hi there. Doing great. How about you? Yeah, you need to. We have it at the Winona. You need to see it. I can show it to you.
I need your license with the name of the
Okay, there is my license.
Perfect. Yeah.
Got my old guy card.
Do you guys want one of the VIPs, we call them?
Okay.
You want one of these?
Yes, please. Thank you. Where?
Say something about a waterfall around here.
So we're staying in the area of the Wawona Hotel. I am probably butchering that name. It's at the south end of the park. There's a little village here that goes with it, the convenience store, and gift shop, which is behind me. Gas station also located here on these premises. It's 24-hour day self-service, along with the hotel, which offers a restaurant. Yesterday we went into the valley area, which is where most of the scenic area is, and I can tell you, it was a weekend and it was an absolute zoo. I found it uncomfortable because of the crowds. Gorgeous, absolutely, but extremely crowded. This is probably one of the most visited national parks in the country, as you can possibly imagine. This area of the park in the south end, not so much. It's very laid back. It sort of reminds me of a national park of a bygone era. Not to say that you shouldn't get reservations if you're going to stay at the lodge, because they are booked solid, but it has a much more relaxed feel to it, and it's quiet, and we like it. There is a shuttle bus system that leaves from right where I'm at now, shooting this clip several times a day, provided by the YART system, which is the if I'm getting the acronym right, it is the Yosemite Transit Service. And for $4 per person one way, or $8 round trip, it can take you into the valley area. Traffic is so bad, I don't want to drive it. If given a choice, I'll take the transit. Once you're in the valley area, there are numerous free shuttles that run a circuit. They're easy to get onto, but I found them to be they're doing some construction across the street. I found them to be quite crowded. Many had standing room only. Not what I look for when I look to go to a national park, but nevertheless, it still got us around, and parking is at a premium in Yosemite. This video is not intended to be the be-all, end-all guide to Yosemite, just sort of documenting our trip and our experiences. And if I were to come back to Yosemite, this is the area I would stay in. I would not take the drive from here over to the valley. I would definitely take the shuttle, as we did yesterday, and Miriam and Mark and Katie are doing today to do some hiking. I stayed behind to get some video done and do some other admin things. So it was a very relaxing day for me.
So it's really hard to summarize Yosemite. It was great. There's so much to do. We only covered a small portion of it, but we had a great time. There's, you know, it's going to be crowded. You have to psych yourself up for that. But it's just something you need to see at some point in your life. We didn't film a lot of things that we did. We hiked several trails. There's a trail for everyone. We enjoyed the lower Yosemite Falls, and the kids and I did part of the Mist Trail, and also the Mirror Lake Trail, which was beautiful. But you know, whatever your ability level, there's something there for you.
One of my regrets for this trip is not shooting as much video as I would like to have shot in the Yosemite Valley. Even though the valley is in a nice, neat little package. Trying to get to every place you want to get to in the valley can be tricky, and the crowds were a little overwhelming at times. So
yeah, and we were there with family, so
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's hard to balance having a good time and recording what you're doing. But I really liked our accommodations. Wawona Hotel. It was. You know, I think John mentioned in the southern part of the park, and a National Historic Landmark, dates back to I think 1867, something like that, kind of built in a Victorian style. But it was comfortable. Our rooms were comfortable, and there was the restaurant on the premises was you know, was more than adequate. The food there was tasty, a little pricey, but it was very comfortable. We enjoyed visiting with the kids in the lounge area in the front of the hotel, and enjoyed sitting out on the veranda in the evening, and could hear the coyotes howl in the morning.
yeah,
So
we heard a few of those. That was bizarre.
yeah, there were a few disappointments. Glacier Point was closed this year for road construction.
They closed the entire road,
Yeah.
which is one of the major attractions of the park. So
Yeah.
a little disappointing.
Yeah, and I think next time it would be fun to rent bikes and get around the valley on bikes. We couldn't do it this time because Mark was recovering from a clavicle injury and wasn't able to steer. And I understand from some of the other guests that you've got to rent them early. If you don't have them in your possession by 9 in the morning, they were sold out. So or bring your own. I guess that's the other option.
Yeah.
But I love seeing the Yosemite Falls. Our video doesn't do it justice. It's just awesome to stand in front of that massive set of really 3 falls, you know, the upper, middle, and lower.
Yeah.
And to see El Capitan and the climbers. That, I think that was one of my favorite things that we did was the ranger program about the climbers.
That rock face requires 2 to 4 days to climb.
It was just have such a sense of privilege that we were able to visit Yosemite. It was just beautiful.
I had mentioned in the last video about changing out the rear tire on the Spyder. We had originally planned on possibly changing that out in the Indianapolis area, just because of the mileage we're putting on that rear tire, and it looks like that the wear was a little bit more than I was comfortable with, considering we still had to drive through 2 more desert states along back roads, which was our intent, and I didn't want to be stuck in a situation where we needed a tire and couldn't get one because of our location. So we have opted to go ahead and go up to Reno, and which is pretty close to where we're going to jump on US 50 heading east, and we're going to change out our tire there. So, well guys, I think that's going to conclude this video for today.
We hope you enjoyed it. There's certainly more to come, and we just love having you follow along with us.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, the place that we stayed in the southern part of the park, you've got to cut your phone off.
Even in the valley, to get to where you could actually shoot Yosemite's kind of spread out, and one of my regrets is not being able to shoot as much video. Dimitri.
Ruled by a bird.
So we didn't shoot as much.
Well,
I think in our follow-up video, when we leave... All right. I think... So one of my regrets in Yellowstone...
Were we in Yellowstone?